Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. It did come as a surprise or as a breaking news to me that the National Executive Board decided to kick out the ODM rebels that have been rocking the party from within. When news came in that the ODM NEC would be sitting to decide the fate of the 5 rebels who met William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua in State House, apparently or ostensibly for purposes of development, tension was very high because the timing of this meeting is very significant, and I will tell you why Raila decided to crack this whip. Now, I want us to read the communication because it was not only the expulsion from the party of the rebels, others were given a yellow card, a warning, and of course they were fined. I want us to look at the communication from the party very fast. Of course, the name of Jalango is the one that is featuring there. Now, one of the communication that came is the Honorable Paul Abur and Honorable Mark Nyamita, who appeared in person before the disciplinary committee and explained reasons for their actions, were reprimanded and fined a sum of 1 million Kenya shillings each to be paid within 60 days. So among the team that went to State House and that have really expressed their unwillingness to cope or adhere to the party policies, Paul Abur is the Member of Parliament of Rongo, that is in Nyanza, Raila's stronghold. Mark Nyamita is the Member of Parliament of Uriri constituency, another Raila's stronghold. So the ODM is informing us that they went for disciplinary hearing and they have been punished and fined 1 million Kenya shillings each to be paid within 100 days. Now, the other one is the NEC has resolved to expel from the party Honorable Elisha Odhiambo, that is the Member of Parliament of Game constituency. Game falls under Siaya County, that is Raila's home county. Senator Tom Ojienda of Kisumu, just neighboring Siaya County. Honorable Gideon Ochanda of Bondo. Bondo is the home constituency of Raila Odinga. Of course, their ancestral home is in Bondo. You know, some people are very daring. And of course, Karoli Mondi, Soba South. Karoli Mondi is the one who replaced the current ODM chairman, John Mbadi, when John decided that he wanted to go for a gubernatorial seat to face it out with Nyawangaya, Gladys Wanga. And of course, there were a lot of meetings and compromise. He was compromised, and he allowed Nyawangaya to be given that ticket. And it is explained that they are being reprimanded for defying party positions and for gross misconduct. It didn't end there, because there is another communication that nominated MCA in the Kisumu County Assembly, Honorable Caroline Opar, Honorable Kennedy Ajuan, Honorable Peter Obaso, and Honorable Regina Kizito will have their nominations revoked. You know, sometimes people have to be very serious with life. If you know very well that you have been nominated, you need to toe party lines. And if you feel that the party is not being managed well, then you simply walk away instead of rocking it from within. So these members, the nominated members of the county assemblies, will have their nomination tickets revoked. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to submit to you that the timing of expulsion of these members of parliament is very significant, and I will tell you why. In the bipartisan talks that is led by Kalonzo and Kimani Chungwa, One of the agenda that is being discussed is respect to party democracy. Raila has always lamented that William Ruto does not respect democracy, because immediately we managed our elections, or we completed the 2022 August elections, and Ruto was sworn in, the first thing he did was that he took certain members of ODM or Azimio members of parliament, mainly from Northeastern. And we saw a very choreographed attempt to grab Jubilee Party from Uhuru Kenyatta. And one thing that has always remained as a bedrock of democracy is that parties must be respected. And Raila has written several letters to his main competitor, William Ruto. Even when he was going on the streets, one of the things that he wanted William Ruto to do was to respect the democratic rights of other parties. And so today, as part of the agenda, Raila has found an opportune time to act, because he has decided to expel people like Jalango, knowing very well that one of the things that they are discussing is respect. So if William Ruto would interfere, or the Speaker of the National Assembly and Senate would interfere, then that will be the epicenter of the collapse of the bipartisan talks. Because if and when they agree that parties must be respected, then Raila is leading by action, that to show you that I mean well. Because remember, they had all agreed that he stops demonstrations so that they can have their talks at Bomas, his team being led by Kalonzo Musyoka. And so what they have done is very simple. He's going to show them that I mean well for the talks, and I want to lead by action. I'm expelling the members of parliament who breached our party policy. Because even in the constitution it says that if a member of parliament is behaving in a manner that is deemed to be going against the party policies or supporting another party, then automatically should relinquish his position, resigns, and seeks a fresh mandate. And so Jalango, Elisha, Ojienda, Gideon Ochanda, Karoli Omondi will go back to the people. If they really believe that they were elected on their policy, what they sold to the people on their manifesto, then they should have that audacity and go back to the people, sell the same thing. Let them say that we were grossly expelled from the party, so that they either, contest on a UDA ticket or as independent candidatures. So Raila is doing that, doing very well, that there's something happening at the Bomas. There has been a lot of attempted onslaught against Raila's supporters. Recently, you saw Oparanya being intimidated to quit and change allegiance to William Samoei Ruto. You have seen several former governors, talk of Wangamati, who are aligning to William Samoei Ruto. You have seen Simba Arati, sitting governors, who are saying that we want to work with William Ruto for the sake of development. And of course, Fernandez Baraza. And Raila is realizing that he needs to crack the whip to show his team that he's still the boss, to show his team that he is still in charge, because there has been a lot of talks that Raila is soon exiting. Recently, his brother Oburu Odinga said that he feels that it is time that they are moving out from active politics, and even proposed that the minority leader in the National Assembly, Opeyo Wandayi, will take over from Raila Odinga. And of course, there has been a lot of talks that maybe it is time for the young Turks to take over. And so Raila is telling them that I am still here and I'm in charge. The other thing that is happening, I've got a feeling that Raila just wants to ensure that he regroups his team, because in the bipartisan talks, He's also talking about the reform agenda. We are still wondering whether Raila wants to contest in 2027, and so he's organizing his team maybe to ensure that when there will be realignments, he may decide to hand over his constituency, the Luo Nyanza Coast, those who support him from Western, from Central, from where, to Kalonzo Musyoka, because people feel that Raila Amolo Odinga may want to hand over to another duo to take over. But even the last thing, ladies and gentlemen, the talks about Raila Mekwisha. Remember, during the last campaigns, William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua said they want to take Raila to Bondo. Even today, Rigathi Gachagua continues to say that the only talk that they can have with Raila is how Raila should exit politics. And I think by reacting this way, Raila is telling his opponents or his nemesis and competitors that he's still there, and if he has to retire, he must retire honorably with the medals that he has acquired. Because if he gets away, if he retires from politics when all the supporters are gone, then William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will take the bragging rights that, tulimaliza. And maybe finally, people like Miguna, Kidero, Okoth Obado are gearing up to take over from his constituency. And I think Raila is telling them, not yet, and that is not the way to go. And ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, I support this move. Anyone who feels that he's got the requisite support should go and seek fresh mandate if he cannot align to the party policies. This is a test to William Ruto, and Raila want to see how they are going to react.